Okay. I can hear you on his end, so you're good.
Okay, we're live right now. We're live, everybody, outside the Ada County Courthouse. We have a verdict in Lori Vallow's case, guilty on all counts. She has been found guilty for the murder of Tylee Ryan. She has been found guilty for the murder of JJ Vallow. She's been found guilty for the conspiracy charges on Tylee and JJ and the grand theft charge. I got to tell you, the most moving moment was leaving the courthouse, seeing all of the police officers lining the hallway, giving each other hugs. This is a day they've been waiting for over 3 hours, and we are expecting Larry and Kay Woodcock to come down here. They're going to hold a news conference right over here. Let's turn this camera around so we can see how many people are out here watching. These guys have been out here just to see what's happening with the verdict. Are you guys from Boise? Where are you from?
We're from Middleton.
And what brought you out here today?
We've been following the trial since day one.
And have you been actually here to the inside? You look familiar.
Yes, I've been here 5 times.
5 times. And what do you think of the verdict today?
I am so happy. In fact, I teared up a little bit.
Yeah.
Justice is definitely served in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to see you. You can see here that media from all over the place have gathered. This, of course, this trial has gained the attention of the country. Columba, we'll swing back around this way. You swing this way. I have to tell you that many people have been saying, what was Lori's reaction when the verdict was read? The same reaction she's kind of had the entire trial. She didn't show much emotion. She was standing. The judge asked her to stand between her attorneys, John Thomas and Jim Archibald, and the jury walked in and they handed over the envelope to the judge. He looked at what their verdict was. He then asked the clerk to read it. And again, it was guilty on all counts. She could face up to life in prison on several of the counts. On the conspiracy charges and the murder charges, she could go away for life. She was not sentenced today. That will happen in about 2 to 3 months. This is an extensive case, so Judge Boyce said that there might need a little bit more time needed. So we're looking probably mid-August when that sentence will come down. And that was about it. The alternate jurors who were sent home yesterday were allowed back in the courtroom. They sat opposite of the entire jury, and it was kind of moving to see them walk in, and then in the other door came the other jurors. This jury deliberated less than, I would say, about 7 hours. They started yesterday around 2:15. They took a dinner break. They went home before 7. They were back this morning at 9, and we got word around 11:45 that a verdict was coming down. I have to tell you that a lot of people were out here waiting in the courtroom. I stepped outside the courtroom to go grab a bite to eat. I came back. I made my way into the courtroom, and someone pulled me over and said, "Nate, I think something's happening." One of the bailiffs walked out and went over to the clerk and whispered something. And then she texted someone. And then about 2 or 3 minutes later, the trial court administrator walked in and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have a verdict." So we are waiting in just a minute. Larry and Kay Woodcock are going to come out of those doors. The prosecutors will come out of those doors. The defense attorneys will come out, or they could leave out of another door. We're hearing that the prosecution will not be speaking to the media today, but that they will issue a written statement about this. They still have Chad Daybell's trial to think about, which has not been set yet, and makes you wonder if there will be a trial for Chad Daybell after the verdict today, if he will be considering a plea agreement possibly, or he will be considering what to do next. But this is a major, major win for prosecutors who repeatedly told the jurors this is about money, power, and sex. Anything that got in Lori's way disappeared, and we can say today Lori Daybell killed her children. She conspired to kill those children. She conspired to kill Tammy Daybell, and she stole their money. That has been proven in a court of law. So here we go. In just a few minutes, we're going to hear from the families. Larry and Kay Woodcock have said they want to come out and talk to the press. I looked over. I didn't have a clear view of them inside the courtroom, but they appear to be crying. as the verdict was read, Larry had his arm on Kay's arm. The courtroom was packed. You had multiple officers who have been working on this inside the courtroom, waiting for this verdict. You think about this: 3.5 years. There were 60 witnesses. There was countless exhibits, extensive exhibits, 150,000 data points pulled off of Lori's iCloud account. I mean, they really went through this. There were gruesome photos. There were bank records. There was phone call recordings, podcast recordings. They really laid out their case. We have been here 6 weeks inside the courtroom every day as this jury has heard every piece of evidence, and nothing from the defense other than that they did not think that the prosecution had proved their case, and they had no words to say. So let me turn around here. Can I talk with you, sir? I saw you nodding your head. Or you? Have you guys?
I'm the one that said hot tamales.
We're live right here. She knows what candy I like.
Gosh.
What did you think of the verdict?
I'm so happy. I was so scared.
Why is that?
I just thought she'd get off.
Yeah. Guilty on all counts. I mean, that's
love
across
it.
the board.
Go Colby.
What is it about this story that's got you paying attention?
I live in Idaho, and we have a place in Kauai, and that she doesn't get to do that.
She shouldn't do that here. Absolutely. And justice was served. That's a good thing.
Have you guys come out to the courthouse before?
No, we wanted to, and so we thought this is our last chance.
You couldn't get a ticket. It was a pretty hot ticket. I noticed you're kind of getting emotional. What is it about today that?
I can't even
It's
say.
just justice being served for her, I think. You know, a lot of times people get away with this stuff. I mean, O.J. Simpson
Yeah,
never
okay.
did get it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, they rendered the sentence or the verdict, and that's what we have.
I know, I'm so.
Idaho
Thank
did
you for
good
all
today.
your hard work.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Let's get Ray on here. Ray, I want to talk to you. Turn around. We're going to get the sun on your face. Kalama, come around.
Yeah.
I'm just going to direct here while we shoot. We're live right now. Ray has been here every day, right?
Pretty much. Yeah, I missed 2 days.
He's always at the front of the line. We've chatted every morning. You're from here. Why have you come every single day?
Why wouldn't you? If you have the time off, and even if you have to take time off from work to be here, that's what a guy's got to do. It's a big case, obviously. I mean, who knows that more than, well, Lori and Chad, of course, but you. I think you've been a pretty solid rock in the coverage of all this, letting a lot of people know what's going on.
What did you think when the verdict came down this afternoon?
No surprise whatsoever, completely none. And true to form, she didn't bat an eye. She had a little bit of a smirk when she first came in and we were talking to her boys. But beyond that, it was closed lips, clasped hands, and the Eagles landed. She's done.
So that clear it up. Her boys, you mean her attorneys, not her son.
Right.
Yeah. What was the mood of the courtroom up there today?
Well, it's pretty tense, actually. Could you feel it?
I could feel it. Well, once they came out and said there's a verdict, it switched like that.
Oh, man, it did. And I think it continued to grow until the crescendo of the not guilty, guilty.
Yeah.
Guilty, right down the line. Interesting to see that the standby jurors were there minus one.
Yeah.
5 of them were there. The 6th one wasn't there. I don't know. I guess if you had the time off, you'd need that for closure.
Right. To come and see how it ends. Okay,
For sure.
It looks like Larry and Kay might be speaking
Oh,
here
good.
in just a minute.
Lots of hugs for those guys.
Thank you, Ray.
Yeah,
Good to
take
talk
care.
to you. Maybe we'll catch you later. Kalama, let's get in our spot for the news conference. Stay with me. Here we go. We're going to get this ready.
Larry, break. Come on up, Larry. Larry, come on over to the mic, Larry. Come on over to the mic. Thank you, Larry.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. For one time in my life, I'm kind of lost at words, believe that or not. Look, first of all, I want to thank 18 jurors. I cannot thank them enough. I'm sure everybody has paid attention in court. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sure everyone has paid attention in court. I want to personally thank and I want to personally hug every one of those jurors. What they went through, what they saw is mind-boggling. I hope that nobody ever has to go through this. I hope nobody ever has to see and hear the details of what happened to JJ, to Tylee, and to Tammy. Guys, we got 2 more trials. 2 more.
3. Charles, Chad, and Brandon.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I mean,
Well,
Charles
okay.
is in Arizona.
Yeah.
Brandon's in Arizona.
The next trial is Chad. I look forward to being back in this courthouse again if that happens. I hope everybody is here again. I hope that y'all appreciate so much the court system, how meticulous the prosecution was. I think everybody will agree it was amazing job by all of them. And I want y'all to know that even the defense, I shook their hands. I have said many times, I want a fair, honest, and righteous decision. I think we had 18 jurors that all deserve our appreciation, our love, and they gave an honest, fair, and righteous verdict.
You guys really embraced each other in there at the reading of the verdict. What did you say to each other in that moment?
I love you. What else can you say?
Larry, what was it like walking out, seeing all the law enforcement officers in the hallway?
Do what?
What was it like walking out, seeing all of the law enforcement officers who have spent countless hours in the hallway?
I know. We would be nowhere without them.
You know, as much as I have said up here about the prosecution, the defense, the jurors, Nate, you made an absolute great statement. We have to appreciate, support our law enforcement officials. Those guys sacrificed from their families, from their homes. We will never know the countless hours that they have put in, how much sacrifice they have gone through. And most of all, what they have seen in this case that maybe some people will never unsee. I love them. I appreciate them. There's not one of these guys I wouldn't go in a dark alley with. I cannot thank them enough. Next question.
Larry, what is your final message to Lori Vallow?
My final message to Lori. Y'all ready? Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Lori, it ended.
Kay, hey, what about you? How do you feel like Kay thinks about the verdict? Tell us what it was like. Her thoughts?
Can I have a minute?
Yeah.
We are elated with this. There was some doubt we would get all of them, all guilty, but we did it. The prosecution is amazing. The law enforcement is amazing. They became our family, and we're keeping most of them for the rest of our life as family. And even you news people, we've made great friends with you guys. And
Journalists.
news journalists. Anyway, it's great. Our JJ now, maybe we can get him and put him to rest, as well as Tylee, and do right by them, and we'll see how that works. But anyway, we're so grateful, and we thank all of y'all for your support, and we would never be here without y'all. And so many people have reached out to us, and I mean, I have to tell y'all, we even got a message from someone in Tasmania that is following this case. So it's all over the world, and we appreciate all of you, and thank you, and God bless America, because we're grateful we live here. Thank you. Anybody there?
Love always wins.
Yeah, love always wins.
Love always wins. How many times we heard that? I do have one other statement I'd like to make, believe it or not. I do. I forgot one of the most important things. Ray, what would I do without you? Woo! I have one more statement.
Really?
JJ, I love you. Papa, wish you were here in other circumstances. Tylee, Papa loves you. Tammy, I never met you. Tammy, you are part of our life. Tammy, I am sorry for what happened to you. My heart hurts. My heart hurts for these three. This is what this has been all about from the very get-go. It started with 2 children missing. And I stood up and I said, where are the children? Where are the children? Where are the children? Give us back our children. We're not ending this. This is not the end of this. 90 days from today, we will probably meet in Fremont County. The sentence will be handed down. And I'm going to say right now what I'm going to say in 3 months. Why, Lori? Why, Lori? Why?
Power, sex, and greed.
Power, sex, and greed. For what? For what? Power, sex, and greed. That's all it was. And JJ, Papa misses you. I miss you.
Maybe we can take them home.
Okay, I have one more question for you, Kay. You just talked
Okay,
about the mix of emotions.
get somebody in that's pretty.
Look, here, real quick.
They got the bitch.
Hell yeah.
My brother Jerry.
That's all I got to say about it.
Jerry is very bashful. And he doesn't talk much, but he talks a lot.
You talk about the mixed emotions you guys have to be feeling today. There's a reason to celebrate, but also
Absolutely, yeah. It's the most bittersweet you can imagine. Just the sadness, but the relief from all this is I guess it was a liberating feeling. It just freeing for us. I do believe, since it's Mother's Day weekend, the Friday before, and I do believe that the verdicts today are just what I think everything aligned in the universe, and this is what you call poetic justice, and that is a big deal.
Hey, as you sat there and the verdict was coming in, did you have a gut feeling in your heart that all counts would be found guilty on Lori?
That's what we were praying for, Justin, but I can't explain the knots that my stomach was in, and just I barely could breathe, but okay, I know it's going to be okay, because our Lord is going to take care of us, and he has seen to it that he's taking care of those kids and Tammy too with this verdict today.
What would you like to hear that we're guilty?
The first one, I wasn't quite sure. The second one, I was like, okay, now maybe we can get some more. And they kept coming and coming and coming. And if there was just three, it would be the trifecta. I don't know what this is.
What if Chad Daybell wants to take a plea agreement? Would you guys be on board at this point?
Life without parole.
It depends on what the agreement is, but absolutely.
Life without parole?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there's our law enforcement guy.
That's the daddies over there.
I think we need to go. Okay, thank y'all.
I want to get a selfie with you guys. We got to remember this day.
Okay, take a
Yeah, would you mind?
Am I there?
Oh, sorry. There you go.
You guys.
Yeah.
We got to remember today.
Oh, God. 1, 2, 3. I'm doing a photo first, like Larry told me
How are you feeling? Yeah.
Good. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Is there anything?
This doesn't feel awesome.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Wait, let's go too. Again.
Anything you guys want to say to people in Eastern Idaho right now?
We're excited about coming home. How's that?
Yeah, how many weeks you been here?
Since March 23rd.
March 23rd. Good feeling today? You gonna party? You gonna have pizza?
The minimum pizza.
All right. They still can't really talk about the case because of Chad Daybell's trial, but they've got to be feeling a moment of pride there. Those are the guys that helped solve this crime. Why don't we head back to the courthouse? Why don't you sit in front of me, Kalama? Just walk backwards. And show me the. All right, so for those of you who are just tuning in, we are live, unedited, unscripted, because things are developing here at the courthouse. So that's why you see me. Kalama's getting the tripod all ready to go. If you're just tuning in, guilty on all counts for Lori Vallow Daybell. Her expression, there wasn't one. She was her normal self. Didn't show much with a little to your right. Don't want you to hit that. She didn't show much of didn't smile, didn't cry, nothing. You just heard from Larry and Kay Woodcock, who said justice for JJ is finally here. And it's been quite a day. Before I forget, 2-hour dateline tonight. Tonight, they're rushing. They're getting a show on the air. I've been working with them for 3.5 years. Tonight is the night to watch. NBC, wherever you can stream, watch NBC, watch it. Let's turn around, Kalama. I want to show the crowds here. A lot of this is media. A lot of this is people the public who just came by to see what was happening here. And there's quite a buzz in the air, you could say, after this verdict came down today. Again, I'll repeat, the jury went into the deliberations yesterday around 2:15. So it was around this time yesterday when closing arguments were wrapping up. The judge had them go into the deliberation room, and then around 5 to 6-ish, dinner was ordered. So they brought dinner in, and we thought, maybe they'll get a verdict tonight. But that didn't happen. They went home around 7. They were back here at 9 this morning. I actually came over at 6 a.m. There were people in line at 4 to get into the courtroom, 4 a.m. So we all went into the courtroom. We were there for hours. And at around 11:45, we got word that the verdict was in and that it would be delivered at 12:45. At 12:45, the courtroom was packed. They shut the door. They locked the door. The attorneys were at their tables. Lori walked in wearing a black shirt, a black suit coat, dark pants and shoes. She went over and sat at the table with her attorneys, and she waited. Judge Boyce walked in. He said, "We are here for a verdict." The jury, actually the alternate jurors were brought in. 5 of the 6 who were on the jury, the 6th one did not come. They sat on one side of the courtroom. They were able to be there for the verdict. And then on the other side of the courtroom was the actual jury. They came in. They gave the envelope, the paper, to the judge. He reviewed it. He gave it to the clerk. The clerk then read the verdict. Count 1, conspiracy to commit murder for Tylee, guilty. Count 2, murder for Tylee, guilty. Count 3, conspiracy to commit murder for JJ, guilty. Count 4, murder for JJ, guilty. Count 5, conspiracy to commit murder for Tylee, guilty. Count 6 only applied to Chad. Count 7 was grand theft, guilty. Guilty down the line. She faces up to life in prison. And this case, major step today. What do we have left? We have sentencing that's in about 2 to 3 months. That will happen in Fremont County. Lori will go back to the jail in Eastern Idaho, probably this weekend or early next week, where she will wait for the sentencing. When that sentencing happens, if she goes away to prison for life or whatever, she will go to Pocatello, where the women's facility is, and she will be there for life. The victims will have a chance at that sentencing to give victim impact statements, and that is where they will read or take the stand about how this case has affected them. We are expecting a statement from the prosecutor any minute. I'm just checking my email to make sure I have not missed it. Let me see what I can find. I don't think she has sent it yet.
I should tell you, outside
Sorry.
Kalama, let's switch places. Come in front of the camera.
Oh, I'm still hooked up. So outside, when the verdict was being read, there were dozens of people lining these sidewalks here, watching the verdict on camera or on their phones. There were tears. There were people cheering. There were fist pumps. It seemed all but maybe one or two people were very excited about the reading of the verdicts that came out today. One gentleman I spoke with said that this is religious persecution, and he was the only person I saw that didn't seem very excited about the verdicts that were read. But overall, lots of cheers, lots of fist pumps, claps, just a very happy atmosphere.
Yeah, Kalama has been out here yesterday and today kind of watching we'll scoot in a little bit just to get away from the road, watching the crowds and here, helping shoot video, which we couldn't do without him. Kalama described the feeling outside. Inside the courtroom, it was very relaxed before the verdict. Very relaxed. People were chatting, typing, eating snacks. Once we got word that verdict was coming, it was like a light switched. There was a buzz. Everybody, okay, here we go. People who were down here rushed up to get their seats. The police officers filed in and filled in the rows. There was an electricity in the air. There was anticipation. I mean, it was almost like a countdown. And then when the verdicts were read, there was no cheering. There was no fist bumping. We were told no outbursts. Remain straight-faced, don't do anything wild, and nobody did. But it was just tense. And when the verdict came, it was one after the other after the other. It was hard to describe. But Larry and Kay grabbed each other's arms, said, "I love you," and most of the spectators in there were wearing the Justice for JJ and Tylee armbands. In fact, a lot of the people out here are wearing them, and It was a day. It was a memorable day. All the counts guilty. So, see ya. You guys want to say anything? Come on over. Because you've been here. Have you been here before?
I've been here. We've been here all week.
Okay. And what did you? We'll wait for that to go by. What did you think of the verdict?
Oh, it was exactly what I wanted, and I was just so happy for Kay and Larry. It was just such a big relief. You could see it in them. So yes, guilty on all counts.
I was a little, not worried, but Tammy was the one I wasn't sure, and I just brought tears to our eyes. It was amazing.
Were you both in the courtroom?
Yes.
And describe the feeling in there.
Tense, a little bit tense for a little bit, but then once they started, I don't know, I think everyone would just had a huge sigh of relief. It was really good.
When the verdict was read, did you look at Lori or did you look at the jurors, or where did you look?
I was looking at Lori. I don't know where you were.
I did. I was looking at Lori too.
What was her reaction?
She seemed angry to me. She seemed a little, especially when they went through and polled the jurors. When that last juror said yes, that was their verdict, she kind of pursed her lips and was a little bit mad. She seemed like a little angry, kind of like the first part of the courtroom where she turned her back towards everyone. That's kind of how it came across.
Yeah. So overall, your thoughts of the trial? We've been here 6 weeks now.
Yeah, you guys have been here. I mean, I couldn't come up that. I wanted to be here. I was having major FOMO. We've been following.
You were here for an important day.
For sure. Just the best outcome for this family and for everybody, for all of us who have been very invested in this case.
What would you say about the prosecutor's role in everything they did presenting it?
I think that they did a really good job. I was proud of them. I mean, I've heard some people who've been here saying, "Oh, they didn't prove this or that." I felt very differently. I thought they did a great job getting all the points out and painting the whole story.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I think and the closing argument yesterday with Rob, he did a good job of wrapping up the most intense story that you could ever summarize in an hour and a half or whatever it was. It was like, wow, he did it. So
yeah, I think that was one of the main challenges. There was just so much here. How do you tell someone all of this story that's never heard it?
Right.
Someone was asking me that. They wanted the case, and I go, "Do you have a week?" I mean, literally from morning to night, there's too many ins and outs. So, but he did a great job.
Well, thank you, ladies. I'll miss seeing you every day.
We'll see you at CrimeCon.
Oh, will you be at CrimeCon? Okay, I'll be there. Good meeting you. Thank you. So here we go with some people aren't allowed to come on, but here we go with the next phase. We still have a trial for Chad Daybell, who will be Right now, the trial is not set, but I imagine him and his attorney, John Pryor, will be thinking about this, about what to do next, about what steps to take, because this was a clean sweep. And remember, Chad Daybell faces an additional charge for the actual murder of Tammy. Lori did not face that charge. She just faced the conspiracy charge for the murder. So Chad Daybell has that charge, and he has some insurance fraud charges, which they proved in court, or at least it appeared that way. So that will be the big question now. What happens with Chad Daybell? Does he take a plea agreement, or are we back here next summer doing this all over again for another trial? And then you have the counts of oh, somebody's honking at me. Here, we'll scoot up here. Scoot up here. So that's oh. That's where we're at today with what happened here. The crowds aren't really thinning. However, I'm gonna see. Hi. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, that looks delicious. Thank you. Thank you. See you later. You guys have been so kind bringing me things. It looks like this is a cinnamon roll. So anyway, I thank you for that. I wanna maybe try to get. You know what? I'm going to speak with this woman right here. Thank you, Paloma. There's been a woman here who earlier this trial. Can I ask you a few questions? We're live right now. What?
Every day.
Did you miss a day?
No.
And what was your thoughts today of the verdict?
I was stunned. I really thought that she would at least get 5, and she got all 6. I was expecting some emotion from her. To see her so emotionless and kind of looking like a little teenage brat, really, with her arms crossed.
That's the vibe you got from her?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what did you think as you've been here every day when all the evidence was presented? What did you think of the prosecutor's job?
They did fantastic with the closing arguments. I think that was what really sold the jury.
The closings.
The closing.
Yeah.
Yeah, with his whole statement of remember that aiding and abetting is just as, you might as well just be pulling the trigger, and that I think helped them.
Yeah.
So
are you going to be back for Chad's if it happens?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, good seeing you. I'll miss seeing you every day.
I know, you too.
Thank you. There's a lot of people that have come every day since the beginning of April to see this. Some people have said they just want to be here. They just want to be here one a day. This guy. Oh, we're on live, Justin. This is Justin Lum. Can you say anything, Justin?
I'm just relieved. That's all I can say, and there's still more work to be done. But I just wanted to hug this guy. I appreciate you. I don't care if you're live right now.
We're live. This is real, and maybe one day Justin will be working at East Idaho News.
I'll see you in a little bit.
Good to see you. Justin and I have sat nearby. Well, we've been on this case for 3 years together. He's done the Arizona connection. I've done the Idaho connection. I don't think a day has gone by that we haven't texted or called each other, comparing notes and whatnot. And I would have had him on more, but sometimes TV stations and anyway, that's all I'll say. But he's a good guy. We were next to each other in the courtroom when that verdict came down, and I don't think this day will be one that we won't forget. That's for sure. It's kind of thinning out now, so I think what we'll do is wrap up for now. It's 2:00. We will have complete coverage tonight. Here's what we're going to do. Tonight I'm going to go on at 7 Mountain Time because Dateline starts at 8 Mountain Time, and it's going to be a 2-hour Dateline. And if you can watch, I hope you'll watch. And what we'll do is I'll talk about the case 7 to 8 to pay tribute to Tylee, JJ, Charles, and Tammy. 7 o'clock Mountain is 9 Eastern. So it'll be our last courtroom insider from Boise. I'll do a few follow-ups next week, just kind of recaps, probably from my house. But the last one from Boise, I hope you'll tune in. I can't thank you enough for watching every day, for supporting our journalism. I got to get one more interview. We're on live right now.
Hi.
And tell everybody who you are and how many days you've been here.
Let's see. My name is Holly Imam, and that's spelled. Well, you don't need.
Yeah, you do.
And I have been here. I work for a YouTuber. Kathy with Left Undone, and I've been here for about 25 of the 26 days. I did miss like one day and a couple here and there for doctor's appointments and stuff like that.
And she's been so polite on days where I might be a little bit late to my seat. She's like, I'll make sure no one sits there.
Well, of course, yeah. Nate Eaton,
all these people have been so kind to me. So what was your thought of the verdict coming down today?
I'm still really, I have to share something with you. And this, because we've all been following this for a while. Just now, a woman and her daughter came up to me. They asked, they're from Jordan. They asked me what happened. So I did my best, of course, gave it the mother who does, English is not her first language. She was in tears.
When you told her the story.
When I just gave her so then I was in tears. And it just reminds me of what this is really about for everyone. And these kinds of things, in my opinion, there's really no winners. But Lori will be locked away, and the prosecution did a really good job. Of course, we'll see some appeals, and the defense did a really good job too.
Were you doubtful that it would be guilty across the board, or were you confident that yes, it's going to be a slam dunk?
No, I just because of my line of work, there's typically no slam dunks, and I actually have a pretty jaded view of justice, but that's just how it is. So kind of even looking through the realist, glasses there. Yeah, I think when I heard Rob Wood yesterday summarizing so well, and then when he was describing the overt acts of Lori manipulating Chad with her sexuality, and then manipulating her brother with religion, that really clicked for me. Yeah. I thought. And yes, Nate, I got to sit next to you while we were listening to The Storm.
The Storm.
Actually, I was behind you because I was one of the ladies that
you gasped. A lot of ladies gasped at that. I may have smiled a little bit. But.
Yeah, it was kind of the 12-year-old. Anyway, but.
A lot of people have said that Rob Wood tied it all together. The murder charges was the concern, that there wouldn't be enough there to get murder. But when he tied it all together, that whether you helped plan it or you pulled the trigger, it's the same.
Yes.
It kind of came together there.
Exactly. And in fact, until he said that, that's exactly how I felt too. And the people I was sitting with would agree that was how they felt as well. I was surprised that they got the murder, even today, but it did make more sense the way he summed it up yesterday. I've got to give it to Rob Wood. That was a very, very good closing argument. And especially since it's such a long, confusing case. They did a great job of just breaking it down to the barest bones essence of a case. And I mean, gosh darn it, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, it actually makes sense. Yeah. And they actually did that like a little more than an hour, I think. Yeah. All that information.
They did. Good to see you. I'll miss seeing you every day.
Here
at the trial. Care. Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you. Take care. All right. Thank you. Paloma, why don't...
So I gotta.
Oh, come here. We're on live right now. I want to talk to you. No, okay, she doesn't want to be on. I just want to ask you one question. Okay. This kind woman brought me cookies, and you painted a rock for me.
I did.
And it's a beautiful rock. What is it about this case that got you so interested?
Just everything. Born and raised LDS. Went to high school in Rexburg. Had a niece in Rexburg at the time of the murders, and mostly as a mom and just as a human, it was horrific. So, and then with the trial being here in Boise and me living here in Boise, it just hit home. And yeah.
What did you think of the verdict?
I'm still super emotional about it. I think it was amazing. I think that so many of us were fearful that she wasn't going to be found guilty on all of them, or even on some of the important ones. And so thrilled, heartbroken and thrilled at the same time.
Did you listen to the Woodcocks when they came out?
Oh, absolutely.
And what did you think of their comments? I mean, they've been waiting for this.
Right. I couldn't hear them very well, but I heard a few of the things that they said. And I just feel such gratitude and such relief for them. They have suffered so much, and nothing will bring the kids back, but justice will help. I mean, that I feel like it soothes a little bit to know that justice is going to be served.
Yeah. Well, it was good meeting you. Thank you for taking care of us. Okay. She's going to get a selfie with us, here, a picture with us. So I think
I think she wants to
I do want the camera.
She wants it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've never done this before. We'll sign off here shortly. Come on in here.
Oh, we're still on.
Yeah, we're on live.
We're still
You wanna be in the middle, or are you good? Okay. Here, you hold the mic. There you go.
Coming to you live. Okay.
We should hire you.
No, you shouldn't.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Good to see you. Okay, everybody. I think that's a wrap. I'm going to go prepare a show. I'm going to go write a story about what happened here today. If you missed the verdict, we've got it on eastidahonews.com, our YouTube channel, and we'll be back. So thank you for watching. Nate Eaton signing off from Boise. See you next time.
All right. I'm pretty sure I lost Nate. I think.
Just